Hey gamers, it's your boy JWhisp, and today we have some really awesome news related to 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update. So here on Twitter we have a really interesting tweet from Sliced Lime, and if you don't know who that is, you can see right here in his bio, a tech lead for the Minecraft Java game at Mojang. And there was recently a pretty interesting tweet. Hi everyone, we've run into an unexpected problem and will not be releasing a snapshot today, which is quite unfortunate. However, stay tuned for the first 1.7 pre-release tomorrow. So the reason this is such a big deal is because whenever Mojang starts to release pre-releases for their upcoming update, it means that the update is pretty much finished and nearly ready for release. Now if you take a look at Mojangs History, you can look at their release schedule for their updates by simply going to your launcher and checking versions. And from there you can see that on average it seems like for the last few updates, each update usually has anywhere from about 5 to 10 different pre-releases. Now, pre-releases are pretty much on a Mojang schedule, and by that, I mean there is no set time that pre-releases release. Sometimes they might release the first pre-release, and the next pre-release comes out the next day, or sometimes it might be a couple weeks between pre-releases, depending on what they need to fix. But for the most part, once the first pre-release has been released, it means that we're getting the update really soon. It means that the update is pretty much ready for release, and they mostly just need player testing to figure out any last remaining bugs or issues with the update. Now, it seems like also the bigger the update, the more pre-releases there are, and the longer it takes to update. So for example, with 1.15, there weren't as many pre-releases or as many things to fix because it was a much smaller update. But if you look at an update like 1.16, which is a much larger update, the pre-releases took a little bit longer to update, and also there was a longer time between pre-releases. So you may be asking, what exactly does this mean for 1.17? And well, it means that since we have the first pre-release releasing tomorrow, that we will get the update very, very soon. Now, if we look around here, you can tell that with 1.17, not too much has changed. Besides cave generation and a few new blocks and mobs, there really isn't too much being added to the game. So my guess would be that, considering it seems like they've gotten cave generation pretty solid, that pre-releases won't take that long to push out, and that there won't be too long of a wait between pre-releases. And since Mojang said they're aiming for a summer 2020 release, and it's almost summer of 2021, I think we can probably expect the update sometime in the month of July or early August. So, now that 1.17 is about to release, it means you guys need to start preparing your survival worlds for the 1.17 release. We'll have new cave generation soon, new blocks, and new mobs. So to prepare your worlds, I would clean things up, get ready, organize everything you have, and I also wouldn't explore too much. Exploring only loads more chunks, which means it also loads the underground. And one of the big parts of 1.17 is the updated cave generation and new blocks you can find underground. And if you want to be able to find those easily, you want to be able to get to those chunks as quickly as you can, which means I wouldn't load in too much of your world unless you absolutely have to. Well, for the most part, that's pretty much it for this video. It's definitely a shorter video because there's not too much to talk about. However, take everything I said and Mojang will say with a grain of salt. That is because they did have to split the original 1.17 update into two separate updates simply because the cave generation was too hard to figure out, and they knew they would need more time to perfect the system. So, who knows, maybe Mojang will be correct in their, little predictions, and we will get this update in the summer, but I also wouldn't be surprised if something happens and there was an issue and they might not be able to release the snapshot or the updates until way later. Of course, it all just depends. I'd rather have Mojang perfect their update and release it late than release an unfinished update early. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you excited for 1.17? Are you ready? Are you excited for 1.18 when we finally get updated cave generation? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. And I'm also really curious to hear, what are your plans for 1.17? Do you guys have any cool builds coming up that you want to do? Because I always want to take inspiration for my survival worlds. But this is JWhisp. This is all for this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.